Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Joseph Parker. Joseph, welcome to New York City, and congratulations on your signing with Matchroom. Is it weird looking at yourself like on big signs and stuff?
A little weird, especially when it's an old photo, fat face now.
You're like, you couldn't get a new one?
Like, use one with a beard, come on.
How are you doing? How are you feeling right about now?
I'm feeling good. It's actually, we've been in Vegas for 4 weeks now training.
Mm-hmm.
This is our 4th week of training. We're able to break it up and come here to not only announce our future, but to witness a great fight night tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm in good shape. I'm happy, and I'm excited about this new phase of my career.
You've been training alongside Tyson Fury out there. He's been in your gym, correct?
Yeah, I see you interview him a lot. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. How has things been with him?
The last time I saw him was in Manchester, and he was 350 pounds or something, or more than that. And then to see him now in the transformation, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. Not only physically, but mentally as well. So for me, we have a great relationship. Mm-hmm. I've seen him, he showed, for me to get the respect from someone like him, I'm very happy to, be good friends, but also he's like an older brother, so it's good to mix and mingle, hang out, and do some training together.
You guys have sparred though, right?
We sparred 24 rounds.
Okay.
Jokes.
Wow.
No, we've never sparred before.
Oh, never?
Never.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna ask you obviously what it was like sparring him and how you would compare against Anthony Joshua. I mean, so what you have seen of him, or have you seen him train at all?
Fury?
Fury?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what you have seen of him, a lot of people right now are saying that he could potentially end up as Joshua's next opponent should he be successful against Andy Ruiz. What would you make of that fight, and who would you see winning that?
Listen, that'll be two great champions going at it. Joshua, he's been a great champion for a long time. Fury, to see what he overcame, all the personal things, and then come out through, good the other end. Me personally, my own opinion, I think that Fury will be the number one, and I think he'll be able to box everyone. Mm-hmm. I think he's got the style that upsets everyone. Mm-hmm. So I'll be with Fury on that one.
Mm-hmm. But let's talk a bit about you before we get on to everybody else, because obviously that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Tell me what your hopes are with now signing with Matchroom and having the exposure with DAZN.
Yeah, my hopes of signing with Matchroom, I finished the contract with Duco Events. They did a great job with me. Successful and enjoyable partnership, but I think with Matchroom, they're going to be able to keep me busy, as a fighter. I think we're looking at maybe fighting 3 times this year, and they're both markets, the US and they're also in the UK. So I feel there's a lot more opportunity, to get from Matchroom and signing with them.
Do you have a hit list? Do you have a particular 2 or 3 that you've said to Matchroom, I want these guys and I want them within this time frame?
Yeah, I think with the next fight, June 29, we're going to lock in an opponent soon, but I want Dillian White. I want
a rematch.
I want the rematch, he's a great fighter, and me and him respect each other so much, but I feel like if we fight again, it'll be different. I want a rematch.
That was a war.
Yeah, it was a war,
Yeah.
It was a great fight, and he was the better man on that day. So credit to him, and I want to rematch Joshua again. But I know that I was champion before. I've sort of come down now after 2 losses, and I have to rebuild myself back to. But if they offered me a fight tomorrow, I'll take it straight away. I know I can mix it with them.
Well, we know that Anthony Joshua needed a replacement opponent, and Andy Ruiz came in to save the date. Not many guys wanted to sort of jump into his position with just 5-week notice against someone like Anthony Joshua, but he did, and thankfully we're here. Tomorrow night we're going to get that fight. You've fought and defeated Andy Ruiz. You've also fought Anthony Joshua. Can you tell me who you think wins that fight and how? Yeah,
listen, the fight that I have with both fighters, they're both great fighters. Ruiz, listen, he's a fighter who's a very fast hands, combinations. He works head and body. Yeah. Joshua's a type of fighter. I underestimated him as a boxer. I thought that he'll come in and try to kill me, and I'll box around and move and counter. But he actually kept me at bay with his reach. And so it's an exciting fight. I think Andy Ruiz has to be on his chest, and Andy Ruiz has to be there to throw all the punches he can throw. But I think Joshua's a smart fighter who's able to keep the distance. So it's going to be. That's why it's so interesting. You have these 2 styles that you just don't know how it's going to end up.
Right. So do you have any particular prediction, or are you really not sure?
I think, me personally, even though Andy Ruiz is a great fighter, I think Joshua has the smarts to be able to break him down and maybe catch him with a good punch. But Ruiz has never been stopped. never been dropped. So we know that he has a chin.
I know a lot of people are overlooking Andy Ruiz because they instantly want to go to physique.
Yeah, no.
Everybody wants to see the chiseled, a goddess-looking physique, and then that's what they want to say. Oh, there's no way.
Especially when you put Joshua and Ruiz next to each other, and you think it's a mismatch. But Ruiz has a lot more to offer than anyone knows.
As Tyson Fury has said, the fat boys can fight.
And he obviously showed it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's an exciting fight. I'm just thankful to be here to be able to watch and observe and study them both while I'm here.
Right, exactly. And another person hopefully we can see you in the ring with one day is Deontay Wilder. We know that he's rematching Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
He made that announcement just a few days ago. What are your thoughts on that rematch? And did you think that it was even necessary? Because with knowing that the Anthony Joshua fight was sort of lingering.
Yeah. I think Tyson. Wilder already had a plan in place, and I think he's already got his fights sort of locked in and lined up. So I think he just has to follow the plan that his team puts in front of him. Hopefully one day they can make this fight because it's a mega fight, and we want to see who the number one heavyweight is. But in the meantime, I think they both got to take care of their business and then eventually meet up at the end.
Do you know what I think Deontay is doing? I think Deontay wants to make AJ wait because AJ made him feel like he had to wait. So I think it's just a game for tit for tat. You know what I mean?
I think they're just playing a game, but eventually they have to face each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And put the belts up.
Yeah. Alexander Usyk has just made his, or will be making his heavyweight debut. What do you make of him?
Listen, he's probably one of the most skilled fighters, and what he did in the cruiserweight division was very, spectacular. Winning, unified the division. Now he's moving up to heavyweight, and he believes that he can, make a statement. So. It's great to welcome him into the heavyweight, and hopefully one day we get to fight because I'd love to test myself against a very skillful fighter like him.
I was going to say, that looks like it could potentially be an opponent for you one day.
I can't wait. I saw him this morning. He said, "Hey, Usyk, nice to meet you."
Secretly sizing him up?
Hey, nice to meet you.
He's not that much. I think you guys are relatively around the same size, aren't you?
Stop judgment.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you always making the time. Any final words?
Tune in, June 29. It's going to be a great night. I'm going to try my best to knock someone out cold.
Where is it going to be? Do you know the venue yet?
Rhode Island.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Bye, Fight fans.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.